Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome back to my OpenTTD Let's Play. Thank you for all your comments on this series so far. They have been absolutely fantastic. Keep them coming in. Today we're going to be trying something. We'll see if it works. But last time we just fill you in. Last time we did this steel that went into Holbeach factory. The time before that, the iron ore to make that steel. Now, following that chain, we're going to be looking at the goods that are coming out. Because up until now, the only thing that's been supplying our factory with goods is this farm. And that was just to keep the factory open. Okay, now we're actually going to try and use it as a money maker. Money has been making. We are missing... the operating profit, if you take an average, has gone up. But we're having these big spikes and troughs. And that's because we've got a small number of trains making long distance journeys. And what we need to do is increase the number of trains, which will naturally happen. As that naturally happens, we're going to get a lot more goods. And I don't want to just bring this over to Peterborough. What I want to be able to do is take it somewhere like down to London. Now, we don't have enough money just yet to do all that, but I think if we let the game run just a little bit, we'll have the money to do it. Now, since last time, I've gone through and made sure that this line is a little bit more leveled out. You can see that where I've worked on it there. I've also removed the old goods road because, well, that would have cost us maintenance, and we don't need it. So what we're going to do is put that goods line in, and the good news is that we're not going to incur any disruption to the existing network. We're actually just going to peel straight off and then come down. Now ideally I want to get over this water without spending too much money, so by the looks of it I think, yeah, we can get through there. Now that means that we will have to bridge over here, but I think overall the disruption is minimal. Now I'm going to bridge over with soil. Whoa, I'm not. That's our entire budget. I'm going to use a bridge and we can upgrade it later. So let's do that. So girder, canter, and we'll come back and upgrade that when we've got more money. So the idea here is that we're going to come up just high enough to intercept this diagonal here. So that's going to come to there. I'm using shift to get these estimated costs, which allows you to kind of pull track along without actually then having it. The problem here is we're going to have to put in a little tiny bit of land, probably just that much. Yep, to get that track through. Now I will connect it up. We can remove that signal so that when we're ready we can get rocking and rolling. And we don't have to do any sort of special junction or anything like that because, well, that Peterborough Central is just going to disappear. Now we are going to run out of money, so what we're going to do is we're going to unpause the game. I think what we'll do is we'll try and keep this one relatively straight, and we want to miss Stevenage and ideally leave a gap next to this one, and we're going to come into a station over here. So let's start with the station. So the station we're going to do is going to be a 4-track 6-length train station. I'm just going to go in transparent. Yeah, catchment doesn't matter so much on this one, so I'm just going to move it one over. We only need enough catchment to get goods. Now in theory I could actually spread station that and then we can just bring the goods into the one. Yes, that's what we're going to do. Oh, hang on a minute, can I think I can. Okay, we'll remove that station, try again. Pop that back in, and we're going to spread station it to London North, which I still need to rename. And then I think to give us room, we'll come out on this side. So this is how you build a relatively easy but yet relatively efficient junction. You need a terminus station with a crossover directly in front of it and then one piece of track. That one piece of track may not be 100% required, but hey ho, I like to put it in there in case later on I decide to put an extra signal in. You need to notch the land down because we're going to use a tunnel. Now you can use a bridge, but a tunnel is better because there's no speed restrictions. And then we come across and put a second one in. And you've probably seen me build these before, but I'm just explaining it a little bit more now. Now doing this, you have two sets of two platforms, which means if either one of these crossings is busy, either one of these junction blocks is busy, then the other one will get used. If they're both busy, then, well, the train will wait at this signal here, this path signal, one-way path signal, it will wait there. It's important you do not put any other signals approaching this station, otherwise you blind that signal. Unless you want to start using special exit signal junction blocks and all those crazy things, no. What we're going to do is move this track out for a second, and we're actually going to just go in the... I don't want to know my financial information, please. I'd rather, at this stage of the game, not know my financial information. So we're just going to put one signal going in there and one signal going in there. This is where the exits merge, so we can have a whole train just sat here. Look, you can get a 6-length train just in there without blocking this junction. I think in the past I've used 7-length trains, and that's why I used to put that extra block on the end of the station. I think you could probably get away with making this one shorter without having those extra blocks there, but we've got them in. As soon as we've got that bit there, we're going to pop a double depot in here. It's not going to be a forced one. And then we're just going to decide which way I'm going to bend this. I'm going to bend it so we've got a wiggle there. So if we've got a wiggle, we need at least 6 length of trains. I'm going to put 7 in before another wiggle. If you have more than one wiggle within a train length, it could slow it down. And this is what we're going to then try and link up to that. So I'm going to go as straight as possible for as long as possible, and then we'll kink it. So we're going to go up to here. Now what do we do about this town? Do we go round it or under it? Whee! The recession is over. God, that was quick. It's fine. Hopefully we'll make a lot of money now. We'll come across the railway line for now. We've got no road vehicles going on there, so that's okay. Now let's see what happens. If I go straight, do I hit anything else? Nearly get through Hereford, probably under that steel mill. We get nothing until we come right up to here, and that's where our kink can be. Okay, we're going under it. We're going under it. We're going to remove that bit there, and then we're going down. Down, down, deeper and down. There we go. And then I think, yep, we need to come up again. And we've got quite a big rise there. We don't want to go up 2 in a train length. So that is, we'll give an extra square of leniency, and then we'll go up again and down again. Brilliant, that's fine. We've got a couple of thousand to spend here and there now. See, the money is coming in. Oh, look at that, straight past Hereford. That's not Hereford, that's Hertford. Oh, I got that wrong, didn't I? We're going to try and generally keep this relatively smooth. If the land height changes, we will change with it, but we're going to try and keep it neat. Like, spend the odd grand here or there, just trying to keep it flowing nicely. It's like this little nubbin here. Bye-bye nubbin. 480 quid. We're not saving every penny anymore. Okay. And now we're coming up towards this steel mill. We are almost definitely going to have to go under that. I'm actually thinking we're going to cut through there. 7 grand to keep it nice and smooth all the way up to the steel mill. Now if we're going down, we don't want another up in a train length. So down, down, and on the other side of the steel mill, tunnel, tunnel. So yeah, we've only got a length of 3 there, so we need to peel this back a little bit. 6, 7, perfect. There we go. So then we got to this point here. And that's where the other one kinks as well. So I think it'd be nice to keep those in line. Now they don't have to be. They don't have to be at all. And if you're wondering what my plans are for this series and what I've got coming up next, I posted on my social media and on Discord an image of the world map with lines that I'm planning on doing in the future. So if you want to see that, head out to my Discord. And if you don't know what my Discord is, go to my website and find out. Okay. Now, if we're going to go at the bendiness we're going at the moment, we're going to hit Huntington. And I don't want to. We're going to have to go past it, which means digging right through this farmland. I don't want to hit that sawmill either. So there we go. So which means we need diagonal. Oh, are we going to hit this little town? No, we're not. No, we're not. You see, doing most things on OpenTTD are quite simple, especially when you get the basics down. And if you haven't seen my all the basics in 25 minutes video, I mean, like, what have you been up to? I'm going to decline that for now because I'm not interested in spending money on new trains just yet. We'll probably have a look more at that sort of thing in the future. Slightly overshot there, but everything else looking good. So now all we have to do is two things: signals and depots, and then we can redirect our trains on it. So we're going to put our first signal here, and then we're just going to match the other direction like that, and we just go all the way down the line, checking the signals are there. And if the signals have arrived all the way, we know we haven't got a break in our track anywhere. Because if you've got a break or a junction, the signals will not place when you do controlled drag. It's a good way of doing it. Bridges and tunnels don't count. So that's good. Let's get some depots on there. Or should we change the orders straight away? No, we won't change the order straight away. Let's do the depots first. So I think right past this diagonal here, we need a couple of depots. And again, these are just going to be straight off the line depots. I don't really foresee any problems with these at this stage of the game. Later on, these lines are probably going to be completely and utterly revamped. It's going to be absolutely amazing, especially when it gets busy. At this early stage of the game, when it's not busy, it doesn't matter. You do what's easy, you do what's quick, unless you're going to plan for everything in the future, like a million years into the future. In which case, you probably change your mind and redesign it anyway. If you're anything like me, you do anyway. So we're just going to do nice and simple depots all the way down this line, because odds are, in the future, I'll get rid of it. I won't get rid of it. It might be due an upgrade. But there we go. Depots are on, and that's it. That's that line done. What we in? We're about 10 minutes into the video, something like that. We're just going to change the orders of these trains now. We're just going to change the orders. So instead of going to Peterborough Central, delete that, and at the end of the shared orders, we're going to London. Bam. London North. And we're just going to drop them off there now. It does say that we've got passengers to pick up here. And we do have to be careful about cargo distribution. This is actually something that has caught a few people out who are playing along with this Let's Play. They forget about cargo distribution. If you've got some iron ore mines and you've got more than one steel mill available on the routes, that iron ore mine will want to send some of its ore to that other steel mill. So it's very important you don't get your lines too crossed. This, what I'm doing here, is a little bit dangerous. We've got our goods network using the same station as our passenger network. Like I said, a little bit dangerous. But as long as we don't have any other goods or anything else like that, I mean, the challenge is that now passengers will want to come to Hull Beach Factory. But Hull Beach Factory doesn't accept passengers, and that's the only other station that's going to be on that line. Okay, we're immediately getting rid of Peterborough Central. We don't want that. Also, it's going to look a bit weird why this town called built a bridge in the middle of nowhere. And we've also now got an abandoned truck stop, which I will just fix. Truck stop, remove. Perfect. Okay, so that's it. That's job one done for today. The other thing is that we're going to need more trains. We're definitely going to need more trains. Yeah, I'm going to clone these trains, and for now I'm going to have it so there's 4 of them. They are going to run out sometime soon. Now, next thing we need to do is to have a quick look at our station list. It's important to look at your station list so you know what's building up and where. I'm only interested in trains at the moment, and I'm interested in the total weight in cargo, and I want to sort by the ones that got the most cargo weight into shift. Now, I'm not that interested about passengers, but I'll just visually ignore them. Worksop Woods has got the most things waiting at the minute. There's 497 tonnes of coal. We haven't got a coal train that's about to arrive, so let's just move this over here out of the way. There we go. So we'll pop one more train in there. Clone that train and send it on its way. Brilliant. Taking advantage of being able to build whilst the game is paused. That's pretty much what we've got planned for this series, is to this is why and how we're going to have such a fantastic network, because by the end of OpenTTD games, you may notice I've got millions in the bank account, and the only way I can spend it is by wasting it on Vactrain trains that I'm not really that interested in. But we have some units of steel on the platform which look like passengers. 204 tons, no small amount. Have we got a train about to come? No. Okay, let's have a new train there as well. So we'll clone the nearest train we can find, which is all the way down here. I'm holding control when I do that so that we clone and share its orders. And let's see how we're doing over at the iron ore mines. You can see, well, you can't see, but here I've flattened the land a little bit as well. I haven't just gone right through and just flattened everything. I've just made it a little bit more smooth. We like things smooth. We haven't got much iron ore here, and there is a little wait for the next train. So what we will do, we'll shove just one more in. We want... oh, we've run out of money. There we go, we're out of money at the moment. We want all of these iron ore mines to get their stuff transported. You can see here, 76% transported, 74, 73, and the tonnage is only going to go up. This station, by the way, is going to be huge. We're probably going to have double track lines with spacing between them for double depots and everything. And just looking at this, everything wants to go to that steel hub. I was going to see about spending some money to hook in some of these other iron ore mines, and I don't know how I was thinking about doing it. Oh, have we got another one? I'm not sure, but basically there's 4 here. The only problem is it goes across horrible terrain, and I'm really trying to avoid that at the minute. But getting more iron ore in would, you know, boost steel production, boost goods production, lots of money. So I'm thinking very carefully about this. I'm also thinking we could ship it in. Look, that's near the coast. That's not that far from the coast. They're quite near the coast. And we could just get some boats to go around and actually connect up to this hub. I don't know about using boats here. I think it could be a bad money situation if we use boats. I'm more tempted, I think, to just road vehicle those in. I don't know. It's difficult. It is difficult. Let's unpause the game for a little while. Let's see if we can get to 1945 with a good amount of money in the bank. See how things go down at Whole Beach Factory and so forth. Now, one of the things that I wanted to talk to you guys about is when we're next going to do a live episode. And the answer to that is I don't know, but keep an eye out on social media and stuff. Also, if you want to get involved with dropping your game saves in, the next game save we're going to do is not going to be we did 1940, we're not going to do 1950, we're going to go with 1960. Okay, so if you're already at 1960 and you're playing along, get your game saves in and get them sent over to me. Now, at the minute, we're at minus 5,000. That's not good. That's not good at all. We need to get more farm stuff into this factory, and I am going to have some more things in here. This Whole Beach West, that's going to be just goods out in the future. In fact, what we can do is get rid of this sign, rename this, and this is going to be goods out. Hang on a minute. Cursor. There we are, goods out. I mean, it's actually outer at the minute without the E. But we're going to move this station and rebuild it slightly anyway in the future. 2 tracks is not going to be enough for loading once this factory gets up to full tilt. At the minute, we're only at 77%. What we are going to have in the future is we're going to have a new station over here. This is going to be farming. So this is going to be Whole Beach. Should we call it Whole Beach Inn? No, we'll call it Farm Inn. So this is where the stuff comes in from the farms. I'm actually just going to rename this to Steel Inn. These labels are getting quite big, and just having Steel In, goods out, and so forth, that's a lot better. Money isn't dive bombing. We're at steady for 4,000. We're about to get a load of money coming in for this train that just stopped working for some reason. But yes, a farming station here, because over in Norfolk, and this is what this area is, this is Norfolk, Spent many a family summers along this coastline, enjoying various different things. And actually, that's with my parents when we was younger. And then in recent years, we took my little one to a place that isn't actually on the map. It's around here. And we went there when I was little with my mum and dad and my dad's mum and dad as well, so my grandparents. And then we took my little girl back there to the exact same place, and whoa, so many memories. It was weird. But yes, sorry. Reminiscing. Farms. Loads of farms all around here. So right down from kind of like the Thames estuary, all the way up through here, all the way around through Norfolk, and then in to Farm Inn. That is what we're going to have. That's going to replace this temporary farm at Donington. But with that steel coming in, we are looking okay at the moment. Let's pause the game. Just check how things are going. Look, Iron Hub North. No trains. You do not... Well, there's one about to come in. That's not good enough. We don't want no trains. We want them to be stacking up little bit by little bit, because these station ratings, very good. That's not good enough. It needs to be higher. We want to get it above 80, I think, is really what we want it to be. Now, the station is probably Boltley-on-Lissy Sands. When we can, we should build a statue of the company owner in the town, because that increases your ratings by, I think, 10 points, which will be brilliant, really. Okay, 81,000 after buying that train. Let's see what the situation is everywhere else. We've got a tiny bit of Mount Cole there, but we've got a train coming. What's the ratings like? Very good, 64. Look, only 59 and 60% transported. That's not good enough. Clone. Let's go have a look at some of the other ones. So 68% transported, 71, not too bad. 69, not too bad. 39% transported. That's not good. Okay, so that's 48 tons of coal to Hellish power station. And let's just check things. So let's just remove everything off the screen with delete. Now looking at this, when the trains come round, and we'll actually unpause the game and actually fast forward slightly, just for a short amount of time. We'll just click the toggle. There we go. These trains come round and through. Now most of them that come back to Hemsworth Mines, in fact all of them come through Nottingley South. Do they have a fill order from there? Nottingley South. Yeah, they have an order to go there. So essentially, our trains aren't going there often enough. We don't have enough trains. So, clone train, and off you go. The number of the lack of trains is causing us problems, because we're not shifting enough stuff, and it's not getting the production up. And if the production's not going to go up, then we're not going to get lots of money out of our trains being more regular and more constant. So I'm quite happy with how things are going overall. I'm not happy about things like this. Little divots there. But overall, I mean, the income's coming in. That's the important bit. There you are. That station, 3 tons. Okay, so we haven't got a full load order there, and that's probably the problem. But every time a train comes through, that's fine. We've got a load of coal mines around here now. Gainsborough Mines. Let's see. We've got... What's the ratings like? The ratings are terrible. We need more trains. I accidentally got 3 instead of 2, but you know what? Let's go for it. Costs are skyrocketing, but also so is the number of trains making deliveries, and hopefully that'll make things better. Now, let's have a look at our goods trains, our goods service. So if we look down here at London North, we don't seem to have had many trains, but we've got what appears to be probably the first train coming from goods out, and actually we've got our second one there as well, I think. So we've got trains 3 and 4 there, and there is no train 5. Okay, so we're going to have to start feeding trains in there. I kind of want to keep the game running until we get this first train in to the London North Station. In fact, I'm going to keep that. We're going to keep watching them in the top left there. I want to know how much it makes on that journey. You can see that it's decided it needs to service, and its reliability has gone down to 67%, 66% now. So I think we've got the service interval right. I don't see trains breaking down left, right and centre. Yes, you see the odd breakdown, but it's not too bad. Overall, they're popping into the depots, they're getting reserviced, and they're fine. How's the passenger network doing? Let's have a look at all the trains on the passenger network. So these are the trains that visit Newark, and all the ones on the main line do. So you see that they are actually making good money now. I threw a few extra trains on there because the ratings were terrible. We weren't getting enough trains through. It's the same problem as what I was just talking about on the goods network. So let's see what's the ratings there. Not rename. Ratings. Still poor. That's not great. That's not great at all. What about Peterborough? I mean, it's end of line though, so you get less visits by trains at an end of line. Peterborough, obviously, you get them in both directions, but Newark's just one end. Ratings are still poor. We need lots more trains on this main line. Lots and lots more trains. So I think what we might do is we'll get some more trains, and we will clone. We'll clone this train. Now, presumably the orders are to start at London North. Yes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on a full load. The reason why I'm putting it on a full load is as a spacer, as a kind of timing circuit. Once we get passengers shifted at London North, we have to wait for the train to load up, then it goes off. Then the next one fills up, then it goes off. So our goods train, what I believe to be our first delivery to goods down into London, is coming in. What do you reckon? 60 grand? 70 grand? It did have to stop a couple of times. It's not a fast train. 50 grand. So I was a little bit above, but you know what? That's not too bad. So we're in 1945 now. We've bought a couple of trains. We bought one train for the main line. I'm just going to clone that as many as I can until I run out of money and send them all on their way. So we really are spending the bucks. We really are. But if you look at this operating profit, it's starting to not dip down in the troughs. I'd love to be able to show more years in the past, because you'll see how that, and I'd love to have an average as well to average it out a bit better, because at the minute this is an average over the last 3 months for each point, but not an average over the course of the line as well. I'd rather see every month plotted, but then have an average like the last 3 or 5 months line to get a nice smooth kind of curve. If you look at them, can I draw on the top of this? I can draw on. Right. Bear with me a moment, folks. I don't normally do stuff like this. This is a little bit out of game, isn't it? Here we go. Look. Oh, snipping tool. You can see that because of the way I do this. So if I go customize and do a fat pen. Here we are. Look. So you look. See, the average of those two peaks is somewhere around there. The average of those peaks there around that area, sort of around here. You're looking at. It goes up a bit there, but then it comes down a bit. But it doesn't go up. It goes up a lot there, down a lot there, and goes down to about there. Those ones level out to about here and level out to about there. Then this peak goes down to about here and there, and then you're looking at an average of there, and probably up there. So I'm kind of averaging these out, but then with a line I'm going to average the averages. So you can see that there's this kind of there. That's roughly the average. Roughly, very roughly, but you can see how we've started off down here and currently we're up there, and over the course of time it's just going up nicely. And I think as we make more money, we will then start to make more money, which will be really good. Let's get rid of that snipping tool. Enough about graphs. We're doing good. Okay, so yep, our first delivery has come in. You can see the train is now exiting out, or it will do once it stops breaking down. Have I got a depot? Yeah, there's a depot just there. Yeah, once it stops breaking down, it will come down one of the out lanes, and then this path signal will allow for both junction blocks, which is good, which is very good indeed. Stevenage, we've got a bit of money coming in, and that first new train is coming into London, along with a train that was already coming into London anyway. So hopefully we can get all the passengers out here. You can see if you look at the passengers, because of cargo distribution, we've got quite a few passengers that want to go to Stevenage, Newark and Peterborough. And of course, if we fill a train up with passengers that want to go to Newark, they're going to go past Stevenage. They're going to go past Peterborough. So it's not the best thing to do, big long lines like this with cargo distribution. But I'm doing it anyway because I want to and it's fun. And that is something that I very often get questions about. People are like, oh, why you don't do it like that? It'd be so much more efficient. It's like, yes, that's good, but I'm doing it like this because I wanted to try it, or because it was fun, or I had an idea, or I wanted to see how it was like. I'm a very much try it sort of guy. I don't just go online, find the best solution, and then copy it. Can't be doing with that. Don't seem to learn much from that. Well, yes and no. Yes and no. Right, before we finish off the episode, I'm going to have a quick look at the stations, and then I'm going to let you know what you can expect in the next couple of episodes. Steel Hub is really starting to fill up now, and we do have enough money for one more train at that station. It's probably because the rate of trains coming through the iron ore hub is doing quite well. So those stations are all good, and we're looking pretty good. Fantastic, like it, brilliant. What you can expect coming up soon is probably at some point I'll bite the bullet and connect up these iron ore mines. Maybe even this one over here at Keswick. We'll see. How I'm going to connect them up yet, I don't know. I am thinking boats at the moment. I'm split. I'm split because everything logically says it makes sense to use boats. You have plenty of coastal water with a relatively direct route with a number of different places that goes along there. Infrastructure, negligible. All you need is your docks and a few buoys. Buoys or boys, depending what part of the world you're from. And the ships will just take it. Brilliant. Easy, fast solution. But the rest of me is going, no, not boats. They're terrible. I know. Right. I won't do that next episode. I'll do it in a few episodes' time. But whether I do it with boats, road vehicles or trains is up to you. I want you to put down in the comment section which you think I should use and why. I'd like to know reasoning behind it. I'm one of these people that just doesn't take a whim and a word. I like to know the reason. Where did you get that information from and things like that. So tell me which way you think I ought to do it and why. And if you say aeroplanes, well, no, just aeroplanes, not an option. I'm not doing aeroplanes. I refuse on a number of reasons which I won't go into. So put your ideas down in the questions along with any thoughts, ideas in the questions, down in the comments along with any other questions. And I will see you sometime soon. So the network is looking good. We're getting good goods and it's all great. Fantastic. Thank you. Bye.